Well, if you're fed up of it being winter, let's go to somewhere where it's summer now. Australia, of course, where Ben Leo is standing by. Morning, Ben. Got all the inside track on the latest from the jungle. What's Nigel been up to?
Morning, guys. I'm a bit concerned listening to those weather reports. I'm meant to be coming home in a few days, but yeah, Nigel has been up to lots of fun and frolics in the jungle. Last night he was involved in another bush tucker trial. Unfortunately, he was tasked with dunking his head underwater in a tank full of water pythons, reptiles, lizards, all sorts of creepy crawlies. But I think he's been smoking too many cigarettes because he couldn't even hold his breath for 5 seconds, and he had to pass on the trial. So he didn't win any stars for his side of the challenge. That was handed over to Nick from Hollyoaks. This is the moment he called time on the rather difficult challenge. Take a look at this.
Down he goes!
Shaking his head. It's tricky.
It's finding it hard to get down
Just
there.
can't get purchase on anything.
No. Maybe use the rungs of the ladder to help you down.
Down, Nige. You can do it, mate.
He needs now to find the right spanner.
That was better though, Nige. Go on, keep going.
So that was a stark contrast to his previous challenges where he'd smashed all of them. He'd won every challenge going and won all the stars available. The highlight of the show actually last night, rather than that, was another explosive row with who is appearing to be his archnemesis now in the camp, Nella Rose. They carried on their argument from the night before about cultural appropriation, and this is the moment Nigel tried to ask her what was wrong because she'd been giving him the cold shoulder, and this is how it kicked off.
You want to talk about it?
Well, I need to know why, because I don't know. That's why.
I just felt like you were very dismissive about cultural appropriation yesterday.
No, I was concerned about it.
It's what you said of like, oh, if I was to dress up in a certain costume, then I'd get the backlash for it. You was basically trying to imply that we can say and do whatever we want and not get backlash, but when you do it, you get backlash. That's why I interpreted.
What I said was, what if I turn up as a Mexican at a fancy dress party? Does that get me? I don't know what the rules are.
We can agree to disagree, but let's just not be like the best of buds, because clearly we're just from two different sides of the world, and you will never understand my issues and struggles.
Well, there's an age thing too.
Yeah, how is this an age thing?
I think cultural appropriation didn't exist 30 years ago. Wasn't even a concept. No one talked about it.
I don't know why Nella can't just disagree with people and still be their friends. It's rather childlike. It's sort of playground stuff. But there we go. The viewers seem to agree with that as well. She's drifted to 150-1 to win the series now. And people think that she's going to be the first to get the boot. Elsewhere, you did mention it already, Jamie Lynn Spears left the camp on medical grounds. And just to answer your question, she was rumoured to be paid around £250,000. And as we understand it, she will get that fee because she completed a minimum 72 hours. So she's gone, Grace Dent's gone, and they're both going to get their fees in full.
Oh, wow. Sounds pretty good then. That's what I do, Ben.
Yeah,
do me 72 hours and then... Well, I've got a banging headache. Got to go home. Ben, thanks very much indeed.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, might work. I do agree with that whole... What's she called? Nella thing, that she can't... You've got to be able to disagree with people without saying you're disrespecting me, or you just don't. We can't talk about it. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Because that's not how the world works. You've got to be able to discuss things, and when you don't agree, which is actually what Nigel does very well on his show, is when you have people on that you don't agree with, and you talk about an issue. You might change your mind during it, you might not, but at least you've heard all sides of the argument.
1,000%, and he's very gracious and gentle in that argument or disagreement, and that's how we should all have disagreements, but